everyone, Camaro here, doing a video on Fire Titan. So these are going to be my Watermon. Before we get started, just a couple things to remember about Fire Titan. His first attack will thirst you. So if you get the blue orbs, he'll take a little bit of that away from you. And then his second attack for the top row will be sap. So let's dive on in. We're going up against fire, we need water. So starting with Balrona. Balrona is a Hero Fest exclusive. She is by far my favorite water attacker. Mine currently is built attack, HP, and crit. Oof, need to get that out of there. So rare to get those crit gems from Colossus. So, note to self. Anyway, the triangle gem, if I get a crit damage gem, I'll put that on her. But I also am okay with her having that one because she lives a little longer, she gets a crit boost, and she gets the crit damage boost. I also gave her some trinkets. Don't forget or neglect your trinkets. I like the attack ones because you get the attack boost, but you also get a crit damage boost and a resist boost. And then the other thing too that's nice and sometimes overlooked is your crit resistance, because you get a good HP and defense sub, as well as a little bit of an attack boost there as well. So crit resistance is helpful not only for PvP or CVC offense or defense actually, but also in Titans, especially when you're going up against, say, Light Titan, who just crits the living crap out of you. So yeah, that's my first Balrona. Indra, I put him on top left just because he's on leech. He'll just keep on, actually I think he's top right, leader. Anyway, he'll just keep on keeping on and fill up his bar each time. So crit, defense with a nice crit sub and attack sub actually. And then attack. Do I not have another attack? Let me just check real fast. I will ponder that one because I do also like the fact that I get resistance and defense for the 5-star, even though it is a 5-star. Color me weird. Okay, so that's his build, almost 100% crit rate. He does have a slightly higher resistance because his CS is his second charge attack. So I don't really want him to be thirsted too much. His attack down is helpful, but not really what I need him for. Water Siegfried. He's also similarly built. Crit damage, and attack. Ooh, he has 2 5-stars on him. That's okay for now, until I get something else, because I saw quite a bit of crit rate sub in there. I like him a lot because of his skills here. His exposed weakness is super helpful, and in fact is key to the Balronas doing what they do. His Courageous Strike is pretty good. He'll still hit, 5 million-ish, but he's not going to be hitting quite as hard as the Balronas. I used to use this guy for a lead skill. I don't recall if I have him right now. He's on a broken set, but that's okie dokie. Broken sets until you can find a complete set, because sometimes people will sacrifice better gems for the sake of the set when, you're looking at something with a 22% crit rate sub that's not getting used. So I don't mind it. I will for sure put the full sets on ones like Balrona or Indra or Siegfried, but hey, you know what? Alluvium Hollow does all right. He also has a little bit of survivability on him, and crit. Kubera, don't use her. I sometimes use her for debuffing. I do like her attack down, especially since my Indras are on the top. Having that attack down and blind is super helpful for the bottom row. I think I made her pretty durable. Defense, HP, defense. Yeah. A, because that's what I had, and B, she's gonna live. These two, the Pandoras, are really nice because if she gets thirsted, she's going to still replenish herself, her SP bar, but more importantly, she has that attack up boost. She's also a little bit slower on the attack, so when Siegfried gets off his exposed weakness, the Balronas are fast attackers, so they'll get the exposed weakness advantage, and it won't go to the Pandora. So if you do have some exposed weakness mons, kind of mess around with the timing. What I did was I took a perspective side, so like bottom left team, which is where I have my Siegfried. Took him out onto just grinding story and then put it on one-time speed, and then just sort of watched and saw if the exposed weakness landed or was taken by a healer or something else. So take some time to figure that out. It's totally worth it once you do. I need to work on her gems. Oof. So HP, Rec. Oh, I would have expected that to be def. Okay, but yeah. Similar to my other healers, HP recovery, HP def recovery, something along those lines. You want them alive and you want them healing. I still use Water Siren, actually. She's super easy to farm, and she does her job. It's nice because when you get sapped, her Vigor will actually counter that. So some folks like to use, say, a Water Cupid because he has Purify to get rid of the sap effects, but I just use the Vigor to help out with that. So defense with a nice Rec sub, HP with, Rec subs, and HP. Interesting. Okay. Yep. Get a little funky with the gem sets, I guess. Let's see here. Onmyoji, I don't use her here. She's one of my CVC mons and PvP. Well, CVC more. But my other Balrona, defense. It's really hard to have that 21% crit or recovery sub, but it's okay. The crit rate sub is worth it. Really wish Tina had been a little bit nicer and just rolled it just the bottom two, but that's okay. She didn't do it all recovery, so that's a win. Attack and crit. Yeah. Those crit armor gems are so rare to find. Okie dokie. So those guys, Spark It. I use him. Attack. Defense. Yeah. Like the top one better. And crit. With the 21% Rec sub because Tina is awesome like that. Another Water Indra. Attack. You guessed it, crit rate. And there's crit damage. I'm kind of torn, to be honest, about Water Hades. He works, but he doesn't work nearly as hard as the other ones. Maybe it's because I put that gem on him. Let's see if I can get that out of there. Attack, crit, HP. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. I'll work on getting that gem boosted up to 15. If you don't have some of these other guys that I've been talking about, Bulby's actually surprisingly okay for this. Her Unflinching Strike will get you a couple mil. I don't use her anymore, but she's an option. If I recall correctly, I actually built her tankier for when I was starting off in the Fire Colossus as her shield breaker. So that's another use for her there. Moving on to some healers. Minicat here. I also use, oh my goodness, what are you? Ribinus. You can farm for that one easily in Slumbering City. Katine is useful. Don't overlook your Katines. Again, easy to farm. Especially if you don't have Bast. Bast is pretty nice for this. Let's see here, defense. Interesting. Defense, HP. Yeah, I'm gonna switch that out of there. Should I just get really funky and have her be attacker? Okay. Let's just take a second to get this at least to plus 12. See how long it takes Tina to do this. Oh, I also just saw I only have 2 million gold. She might not get this. She better. I'll be really sad. Especially starting out at 9. At least they sped up the animations on this, but it still burns a little bit when you see her hand slip. And I don't care if she's feeling a little bit off today. Do better. There, see? Huh, okay. I was expecting it to go to recovery. Okay, so I believe that is pretty much what I've got going on for my Watermon. Like I said, as far as healers go, some of the easier ones are the water ones to farm. So get on that if you haven't. And then once you have other ones, you can, pull the farmable ones out of there. But I don't know. Katine still has a place in my heart. Okay. So I'm going to pause for now. We're not quite at Fire Titan, so I'll do a part 2 of this, and then I'll post that as soon as I can, just to see how the team is lined up. I talked a little bit about it and their placements, but I'm a more visual person, so it's easier for me to kind of talk through it as I go. So stay tuned, and I will be back here shortly. Thanks, guys.